At the height of the war, Israeli reporter Shlomi Eldar got a panicked and desperate phone call from his Palestinian friend, Dr. Izzeldin Abulaish.
הרגו את משפחתו, אנחנו בימים האחרונים, אני חושב שגם אני קצת נרגש כי...
It was a cruel irony. For 12 years, Dr. Abulaish had worked side by side with Israeli doctors in Israeli hospitals, devoting his life to medicine and to making peace between ordinary people on both sides. Now, paramedics race to save his surviving daughter Shada and his niece Aida after the Israeli shelling that killed 3 of his 8 children. The wounded were rushed across the border to Sheba Medical Center in Israel, where Dr. Abulaish's distraught colleagues tried to comfort him and to save the girls. We travel with him back to Gaza. Oh my God, what a mess. Can you tell me what happened?
When my daughters were building their future and their hopes and their dreams inside this room, and sudden everything was destroyed. Look what kind of weapons they have, the educational materials.
It says art, culture and entertainment and shopping.
Management, social, culture, demographic and environmental.
This is what your daughter was studying?
Yes, she's studying it. A few months later she was stained with
her
the blood.
blood is still on it.
To be stained with the blood.
And when we're standing here, where your children were killed, how do you teach your surviving children, your friends, your family, not to hate?
I teach them to learn from what happened and how can this tragedy be translated into positive actions and to achieve the dreams of their lost beloved sisters.
Children usually love to crowd around our cameras, but war has terrified them. And at first they stayed away because we were strangers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We brought them stickers and toys to try to put them at ease. But it was hard work with some of them.
You want it? They're convincing him.
Deeply suspicious.
Yeah. There you go.
He would only take the ball after I had left it on the ground. And even then he needed comforting.
They're sweet to each other, the children.
Since this latest round of war, teachers have noticed not just sadness, but anger. Hamza hits a boy with the ball that we've given him. When an adult tells him to share, he makes an extraordinary threat. He wants to bring in the Hamas militia. For him, they are the strongest authority.
He thinks they are the strong ones.
Hamza's reaction is not unusual.
What are you seeing in terms of...
According to prominent child psychologist Dr. Ayad Sarraj, war has taught them that not even their parents can protect them.
The young boy will start to look for another symbol of power to identify with, and the replacement was the militant. And that was the way into the militant groups.
Dr. Sarraj now sees a disturbing trend. When he asks them what they want to be when they grow up, a third of them say,
I would like to be a martyr.
Really? That's very high.
That's very high. When you have an abnormal environment, you're going to create abnormal reactions.
The Hamas government runs religious and recreational camps for more than 100,000 children. The boys participating in this one call it Boy Scouts, but it's more like boot camp. 12-year-old Mohammed is honing his skills. Without Boy Scouts, he says, there wouldn't be much to do.
We'd be bored, not having fun at all, and hate our lives. We'd be sitting at home, reading the Quran.
Mohammed and many of the other boys here lost friends during the war. This may be a welcome release for him, but even at this young age, he's absorbing a message.
We come to the camp to have fun and train for Boy Scouts so we can build up our bodies, have power, so we'll be able to fight the Israelis.
Emad, the camp leader, insists that they're not teaching violence. But in war-torn Gaza, they are teaching self-defense.
We try to change their perspective from one that is vicious or war-related to one that encourages them to be kids, to play.
When they're older, he says, they can then join the fight for a Palestinian homeland.
After you grow up, you can be recruited to liberate the land.
When we asked the boys what they wanted to be when they grow up, not surprisingly, they all said the same thing.
I want to be a defender of the country.
I want to be a policeman and defend the country.
Someone who is disciplined and a defender of my country.
With a loud and strong voice, we denounce all forms of violence.
Sami Awad and Dawood Kutab are cousins. Both men were educated in the United States, but returned to the West Bank to teach their people how to fight a different way. They focus on the youngest. Dawood produces Shara Simsim, the Palestinian version of Sesame Street. The Palestinian Muppets have a very special role, Muppet diplomacy.
Dawood, Muppet diplomacy, it says here in the Sesame Street book. Is there such a thing? Is it really possible to win hearts and minds and change behavior through a puppet show?
Boys are a problem in our society, and they see their parents being humiliated. They think that they're the man of the house and they have to do something, but they can't do anything. So we're trying to tell them that your energy is okay, but let's channel it in a different way.
And girls?
We want girls to feel proud of themselves and their culture.
Dawood's cousin Sammy is trying to reach children in a different way.
Bonjour, you're teaching them French.
He's testing his program, Peace Builders, in schools around Bethlehem. He teaches children from kindergarten through high school how to practice non-violence.
It's very important for the child to see that there are other ways of dealing with things.
In theory, the little ones who are taught non-violence seem to get the idea.
If somebody was not nice to you, what would you do?
I tell him that may God will forgive you.
In practice, these future leaders may need a few more pointers. A boy's reduced to tears after one class.
What happened to you?
She hits him on his face.
You just had the class with Ahmed. What did Ahmed say about how to treat other kids in this class?
We mustn't hit each other.
And is there something you can say to him now to help him not cry?
She said sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, that's good. How do you convince the next generation of Palestinians not to be angry, hateful, violent people?
No, I say we don't convince them not to be angry. It is how do we again convince them to use the right tools to deal with this anger.
crowded and violent piece of land. More than half the population is under 18. It's these young people of Gaza who must make sense of their future. One young man, hiding his identity with a mask, heads up a Hamas sniper unit.
Why the fighting? Why have you joined the military wing?
I joined the military wing in order to defend our